Now we will see something called as orientation. So what is the page orientation and how can we change it? For this, let me take an example of a normal A4 size of paper. Hold any full-scape size of paper in your hand. You will notice that this kind of paper have more height and less width. We can also take example of a normal Word document. You will notice that in this document, height is more and width is less. This kind of page is called to have portrait orientation of page. Now, hold the same page by rotating it either left or right 90 degrees and you will see that the width of the page is more and height is less. The page that I am talking about will look like this. More in width, less in height. This kind of pages which are set horizontally are called of landscape orientation and those with vertical look are called portrait orientation. So how can we change orientation in our Word document? For this, you'll have to go to the Layout tab. In the Layout tab, there is a group called Page Setup. In this Page Setup group, there is an option called Orientation. Under this, you will find two options as I just explained, Portrait and Landscape. Portrait is a vertical layout as you can see here as well. And landscape is a horizontal layout which you can click and it will be changed. You can see width of this page is more and height is less. And if you change it to portrait again, it will resume to how it was before. More height, less width. If you are using Word 2013 and higher, you will find this option exactly where I showed you in the Layout tab. But if you are using Office 2010 and lower, you will find this option in the Page Layout tab. In the Page Layout tab, under the Page Setup group, you will have an option called Orientation, which helps you to set orientation of the page. What else we can change is the margin of the page. As you can see, the text or the content is placed somewhere away from the actual page ending. This is where your page starts, but your content starts here. This is where your page ends, but this is where your content ends. So everywhere from top, left, right and bottom, page has certain amount left. This amount is called margins. How on a normal page we have left and top margin? Here in Word document, we have all four margins. So you can set this margins also as per your choice and requirement. So how can we change this? For this, we will again go to Page Setup group of the Layout tab. In this, we have margins. Right now, a normal margin is applied, which is also a default margin of the Word document. You can choose narrow. As you'll see, the moment I apply narrow, the text has been moved more to the page endings and content is being overlapped by the borders. Then moderate, which is more than narrow but less than the actual normal. Then wide, which will increase the size of the margin and place entire content in middle. Or you can simply go to custom margins and select how much you want your margin to be and you can see the preview here. So let us make one everywhere. Top, bottom, left and right. Then we will click OK and our normal margin has been resumed. So this is how you change page orientation and margins on your page from the Layout tab.